What if our greatest innovations, the tools that we have designed to improve our lives, were actually pulling us further apart from ourselves, from each other, from the world around us? What if, in our relentless pursuit of progress, we forgot to ask the most important question of all? Progress towards what? Now, this isn't a hypothetical thought experiment. I was actually confronted with this very question at the age of 19, when I first discovered how innovation could fail humanity. It wasn't in a university lecture or a startup conference or a tech lab. It was in the dust and despair of Bogota's shanty towns. The poverty was shocking. I saw babies drinking Coca-Cola mixed with milk powder because fresh milk wasn't available. Children selling themselves as young as 5 on the streets. Kids huddled together, sniffing glue under the bridges. It was here that I learned that progress without purpose wasn't progress at all. This experience shattered my worldview. My middle-class upbringing hadn't prepared me for such eventualities. And more importantly, it taught me a fundamental lesson about humanity and change. Something that was going to shape my entire life and my understanding of innovation. We live in a time of unprecedented technological capability. AI that can compose a symphony, rockets that can land themselves, our mobile phones vastly more powerful than the computers that took us to the moon. Yet, we struggle with the most fundamental human challenges. Depression and anxiety are at an all-time high. Social disconnection is rampant. Our earth is gasping for breath, choking on our environmental recklessness. Now, the problem, the gap, isn't in our technology. It's in our thinking. The psychologist, Dr. Claire Graves, discovered something truly fascinating. As human beings evolve, our consciousness evolves alongside it. As our lives become more complex, our psychological mind capacity matches our life circumstances. It's a beautiful system that has served us for millennia. But now, our environment, largely shaped by our technological creations, is changing faster than our human psychology can keep up. So what do? We keep on doing the same old things, expecting a different result, or we regress to old patterns of behavior that once made us feel safe. Look around. Isn't that exactly how we're responding to global challenges today? So how do we close this gap? What if we had a mental model, a human algorithm that could guide us through this complexity? We do. And it's called purpose. And you and I, we know what purpose is all about. It's that code within us, that whisper that calls us to ask why before how, to prioritize human and planetary well-being alongside technological advancement. Now, my research has discovered 3 fundamental areas where innovation takes place. We have innovation at the level of surface, the products, the services we create. We have innovation at the level of systems, our organizations, our process engineering, our digitization. And we have innovation at the level of paradigm, our thoughts, our values, our purpose. Now, where does most innovation take place? At the level of the surface. But the type of transformation our world so desperately needs is paradigm innovation that affects our systems, that affects our surface and the products and the services we create, that shifts our thinking from, can I? Could I create this? To should I? And for whose benefit? Now, let me illustrate this with a story. A powerful story about how human purpose, guided by positive human values, can shape progress. When a group of innovators came together to look at the world ocean plastic crisis, they didn't just see a problem to be solved. They deeply identified with the economic, environmental, and human cost. Marine life dying, our oceans suffocating on plastic. Microplastics in our food chain, disrupting our endocrine system and making us sick. And this deep identification ignited their imagination, and they asked a revolutionary question. What if packaging could simply disappear? Not be recycled, not reprocessed, just poof, disappear without a trace. And they investigated nature's own solutions. And they discovered that seaweed, which grows 30 to 60 times faster than any land plant, could in fact hold the answer. But they didn't rush to market. They took time to invest in understanding the implications of their innovation on the local ecosystems and communities, on recycling processes. They raised small-scale investment from family and friends who believed in them. And when they finally implemented their innovation, edible packaging that disappears naturally, they did it thoughtfully with small-scale steps. And today they continue to improve, expanding their innovation into other lines of packaging, upscaling manufacturing and repurposing manufacturing capabilities, raising investment, and gaining international recognition. Now, this company, not plastic, they're not just showing us how to reinvent packaging. They're showing us what can happen when purpose truly guides innovation. They're not just trying to make packaging disappear. Every step of their innovation journey was guided by a deeper why. How to heal the oceans. And in so doing, how to heal us. So let's challenge ourselves today. Let's ask ourselves the deeper why behind our lives, our work, our projects, our ideas. Let's seek out and support those organizations that are daring to place paradigm innovation at the heart of their operation and invest in them. Because in a time where our technology is outpacing our human evolution, purpose is our guide, our compass, our human algorithm. Thank you.